Hey Focus, so I just wanted to record this video and chat with you a little bit. It's definitely some crazy times right now. I don't know about you, but everything kind of around my life has shifted and changed in just the last couple weeks. Probably not in permanent ways, although I do want to talk about some of the lasting change that could be happening. So I just found out this morning that all the Apple stores across the world, except for the ones in China, are actually closing for the next 2 weeks. And my son's college, St. John's, they're actually closing. So we're going over to get him today. And of course, all the public schools in Albuquerque, Rio Rancho area are closing as well for the next 3 weeks. So everything's kind of shifted and changed. And I was just thinking a little bit about kind of what's happening around us, and everything today is kind of has two sides, and everybody has an opinion about everything, and unfortunately a lot of opinions are framed as absolute certainties. And so even right now, we have some people who believe for sure that this is all definitely overhyped, and we have some people who believe for sure that this is definitely not all overhyped. And I'm not here actually to make an opinion or state an opinion on that. What I really want to remind you is it kind of doesn't matter in one sense, in that where we are is where we are, and people's lives are changing, and they're going to change. And of course, there is a virus out there that some people are more susceptible to than others. And so regardless of kind of what your opinions are, we're kind of past that point. We're at a point now where people are people, and things are happening around us. And I think we have an opportunity. So for those of you who've been coming or listening on Facebook Live on Sunday nights, we've been in the book of Acts, and one of the themes that we've seen in the book of Acts is what I have, I give. So Peter and John are approaching the temple at one point, and they come to a beggar who's just looking for a way to live because he's lame. He's been lame from birth. And Peter says, we don't have any money. We don't have any gold or silver, but what I have, I give. And they heal him in the name of Jesus. And he gets up and he walks and he's excited. And obviously, we don't all have that gift. I don't know if any of us have that gift, although who knows. But what's interesting is that phrase, what I have, I give. And we see that repeated throughout the rest of Acts. We see that it says at one point that in the early church, nobody was in need because what people had, they gave. Now, it doesn't mean giving what you don't have, and it doesn't mean feeling guilty for not being able to give what you don't have, but looking at what you have and giving it. And here's what I think. I think at this time, we have a real opportunity to not become selfish in our fear and isolated in our fear, but we have a real opportunity to serve each other. And I would say, think of it, what I have, I give. If you're young and healthy, maybe you can shop for somebody who can't get to the store, or is in a position where medically it's really recommended they don't go to the store. If you have extra toilet paper, maybe you can help out some of the rest of us. Maybe I'm one of the lucky ones, so the Apple store closed down for 2 weeks. But Apple's in a position to continue to pay me, which they're going to do, which I think is kind of amazing. But a lot of businesses aren't going to be able to do that. They're not going to be able to afford to continue to pay their employees. And even some businesses which stay open, some restaurants and things like that, they're going to have a real trouble. And they're maybe going to have to not pay their employees. So if you're like me, then you have some time on your hands all of a sudden, go shopping for people, serve people. Maybe you have a little more money. Maybe you're one of those who has a good job and you can work from home, or you get paid when you're not working, and you can help out people who are going to be struggling financially over the next few months. Maybe you are in the medical field and you're going to be caring for the sick. Maybe you are going to be at home because you don't feel safe or comfortable going out, but you can take the time to pray. You've got the opportunity to pray for those around you. So I just really want to encourage you, what I have, I give. Let's take this period, this opportunity, this moment in our country and in our world to show what it means to be a disciple of Christ, to really serve other people during this time. What I have, I give. I want to encourage all of you to be healthy. I want you to make wise choices. I want you to recognize that it is not fear to avoid to do the social distancing if that's what's needed. I think that there is a degree to which all of us doing social distancing help the whole community. And it is a way that we can serve by not being foolish about that. So I have no way of knowing. I'm not an expert, and I don't know exactly how much things make a difference and how much flattening the curve is going to flatten the curve. And maybe it's going to be fantastic, and maybe it's an overreaction. But I do know that we can serve each other at this time. I also know that we have a very fluid church, and God has been very gracious to us. And with our emphasis on small groups, we don't really have an emphasis on a large single gathering. And we are at this time, we are mobile, we are fluid, we can continue being who we're being. And so I want to encourage you to think about this in your small groups. As you move forward, I want us to see this as an opportunity to serve, but I also want to see this as an opportunity to connect. Don't allow yourself to be isolated or others to be isolated. Now, this doesn't mean we have to be physically present at all times. There are reasons, again, for the social distancing. And so find other creative ways to do it. Now, I think most of the small groups will continue to meet like normal. In some of the small groups, I know we're going to do some video conferencing so that people who can't be there can still be part of the group. There's all sorts of creative solutions in this day. We have amazing technology and opportunities to do this. So those small groups will press on. Don't think of them as canceled at all. And whether you physically meet or not, continue to meet, continue to connect, continue to serve one another, continue to minister to each other by the grace of God. Because we're so fluid, I don't see any reason for us to insist upon our large group gathering for the month of March. So for March, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and not have our Sunday night gathering at Paragon and not have our leaders meetings in person. But we're not canceling either of those. I will continue to do messages on Facebook Live on Sunday nights, and I encourage you to check them out. Also, our leaders meetings will continue to meet, but we'll do it through FaceTime or Facebook or whatever circumstance works for us, Google, however we want to meet with each other over online. We'll continue to do that. So don't see either of those things as less important, but it's more important because we need to stay connected. And here's my final thought on all this. You know, in many ways, life will get back to normal at some point. I'm old enough now, I've been through a number of circumstances in our country where life was completely different for a while, and then it did get back to normal. 9/11 would be an example of that. I myself had the swine flu years ago. Many people in my family did, and so we've been even through some of these pandemics before. And in some ways, life will go back to normal. But on the other hand, you know what? Nothing ever quite goes back to normal on an event of this size. And things will be changed. But I think we have an opportunity to decide how we change. There will be people who will come out of this and their life will be more isolated. Their life will be more about fear. Their life will be changed. Some people will have lost loved ones and their life will be changed for that reason. But I think for us, we have an opportunity. If we take this opportunity to what I have, I give and serve one another, maybe what we come out of this is we come out with more connection. Maybe we come out with more mindset of service. Maybe we come out slightly less self-absorbed, and that would be a good thing. So I'm going to continue to send out some video updates, and like I say, on Sunday nights, I'll be doing Facebook Live to go ahead and continue teaching through Acts or whatever the Lord leads. I think Acts, but He might change that. And I just want to encourage you guys, what I have, I give. Continue to love one another, continue to serve one another, and don't lose connection or sight of each other. Our groups will keep going, and our church will keep going. And I think we'll come out of this more connected and better servants and less self-absorbed. So you guys stay healthy, make good choices, trust God. God is in control, and continue to pray and know that He is protecting us. And I'll see you guys soon.